You found it. Your home for the best content on your favorite team, the Fighting Tigers of LSU. Do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments below, and be sure to smash that like button. All right, Brian Kelly met with reporters after the spring game, was there at Tiger Stadium on Saturday. Beautiful day. I'll never understand the schools that get like 90,000 people to go to their spring game. I think that's more of a commentary like that should make your Chamber of Commerce cringe. The thing that I've always said about Baton Rouge in the spring game here is when you have a beautiful weather day like that and there's crawfish boils and there's baseball going on. I mean, all the things that people do in the spring around here, festivals, you're not going to get 90,000 people that want to go watch practice in the sun. So, and I get it. So that's why we were there. But it was a great day. It was fun to get out there and watch these guys go a little bit. Here was Brian Kelly, his observations from the spring game on Saturday.
I want to see guys handle this as I'm locked in, I'm focused, I'm treating this like, a real game opportunity. And I think some guys did that. The tenets that we talked about relative to leading up to this game, I saw a lot of them. Now, you also saw the things that we have to get better at. Certainly, we can't let the ball over our head. We had some coverage mistakes. Those can't continue to happen. We got to continue to evaluate and recruit at the defensive tackle position. That's a must. I like what our edges are doing. We're getting good pressure from the edge, but we've got to be really stout inside. So those are a couple of the observations that I think were what we talked about as a group in the sessions that we had that I saw today.
Sitting there listening to Brian Kelly talk, there were a couple of things that stood out to me. And look, I can give you my takeaways, but everyone's going to be more interested in what stands out from the head coach talking about his team. And I know this is all rolled into defense because we all agree coming out of spring, and we should, that the offense is going to be good. They got tons of talent. I don't know if you're going to have a Heisman winner this year again or 2 first-round picks at receiver, but you're going to have a lot of talent. You're going to score a lot of points. The question is, how much better can your defense be? And it's probably too early to tell that. But whether or not they're trending in the right direction, Brian Kelly was asked about, he actually wasn't even asked about it. He kind of brought it up about Bo Davis and Corey Raymond and the impact they're having on the roster. Just listen, then I'll circle back to it.
The long approach to this is just look at who's on campus, who we're recruiting. And look, we got to win right away. And I get that. And we're going to put together a defense that puts us in a position to win the SEC. But if you want to look at this from a longer view, I've had a lot of players in front of me over the past 3 months since we've hired those two that I hadn't seen in a couple of years. So that's a really good thing because we're gonna get the guys that we need at those positions, and Bo and Corey are making an impact there.
Yo! What did Brian Kelly say about Bo Davis and Corey Raymond and the guys on campus that haven't been here in 2? What did he say again?
I've had a lot of players in front of me over the past 3 months since we've hired those two that I hadn't seen in a couple of years.
Oh, what? Yeah. I've been sitting there telling you, not that you didn't know it, but how many times do you have to scream about the difference between the way Brian Polian was recruiting and Frank Wilson's approach? And then you add Bo Davis and Corey Raymond. I know a lot of y'all, let me not say a lot. I know some of y'all, whenever they hired Corey, y'all tried to, I don't even know where this came from, this whole, the games passed and by, which is stupid. I mean, you realize last year you brought Pete Jenkins in to save your defensive line? I love Coach Pete. He's 86 years old. You don't forget how to coach a position. Corey Raymond doesn't forget how to backpedal and flip your hips and play a ball. Like, you don't forget that. And the undeniable truth is, look at your secondary and got no dudes that look like they did when Corey was here. You're about to. Go look at how many guys on the defensive line from Texas are about to be drafted. By the way, just had the Outland winner, the best defensive lineman in football this past year. Bo Davis coached it. Yeah. You're about to get players, which you don't. You want to know why? Like, I was doing an interview earlier today in Jacksonville. And they asked, what happened with the defense? Was it players? Was it coaching? The answer is yes. It was both. Like, you didn't have dudes on the defensive side of the ball a year ago that are going to be high draft picks. You didn't have Glenn Dorsey or Patrick Peterson or anybody like that. Jamal Adams on that defense. But also, that's no excuse to be 106 in the country in total defense. That was coaching. So how do you fill that gap? Well, you get better coaching, which I think you got, and you get better players, which are coming, clearly. When Brian Kelly tells you, no disrespect to anybody that's on campus or has been, the dudes that have come through here in the last 3 months, we ain't seen anything like that in the last 2 years. Yeah. Because you had Brian Polian coming over here, getting on planes and recruiting 3 stars from Minnesota. Like, what are you doing? It's LSU. So, yes, you got to win now. Yes, you got to win now. But long tail, better be optimistic. The other thing defensively, of course, the biggest defensive storyline has been Harold Perkins and the job that he has done so far in spring. Here was BK.
I thought Harold Perkins did a really nice job working in the box. And, seeing counter. And so, we were purposeful in running the ball at him and making him defend and get over the top of the veer block of the tackle and then getting it back out and forcing him to tackle that. So, that was really good to see.
Great play out in space on Aaron Anderson. It's not easy to catch up to and bring down. Perkins looked good. And I'll tell you the other thing that makes me maybe more comfortable about that move is when Blake Baker said, look, we got packages on third downs or pass rush downs where Perkins is going to play defensive end. We're going to use him to rush the passer. Great. Awesome. That's what I need to hear. Don't nullify this elite skill set. Don't intentionally cut yourself off at the knees. So, look, I get it. Optimism reigns supreme for everybody coming out of spring. Your freshmen are the best ever. Your upperclassmen who are becoming first-time starters are taking these huge leaps. Everybody's new coaches are awesome. Every year, I get it. But I'm not going there yet. I'm not telling you the defense has improved. I don't think we've seen enough to say that. By the way, the first offense had 3 possessions in the first half of the spring game, and they scored on a 45-32. They scored on 45, 32, and 59-yard touchdown plays. Okay. Again, against your first defense. But in the second half, the first defense went out there against the second offense and shut them down. They'll make progress. They'll get there. What does get there mean? I don't know. But they'll get there. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact. And be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.